Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, announcement of 3.12. I have no idea league, right? So we're like 1 minute away from the new expansion or league that will hit us in September, in like probably 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think I heard something is like 17th of September or so. So I can already tell the first big downside of the league is that we still have to wait freaking 2 weeks or more to actually start again. I know the league will hopefully be good, you know? Like, it's always like, depending, do you have like an experimental league? Do you have a loot league, for example, like Legion League? And I personally have absolutely no clue what this is going to be about, like the league scheme or something like that. Obviously, there is almost never a spoiler from any kind of sources. Neither do I have alpha access. But hey, we're here, we're going to enjoy this together. This is my kind of live reaction to it. Let's, I was thinking about certain aspects, like what can they do? For example, in 3.6, in Synthesis League, we know there is going to be some caster rework, right? Then 3.7, the melee rework, and we have already a small spoiler, Path of Exile Heist. Okay, but let me quickly finish this, right? So, in 3.8 was a minion rework, in 3.9, I think, was the Bow League that kind of never really happened. I mean, the Aeronova and Ballista and whatever, I think it was 3.9. And like every single league has more upgrades, or at least like changes to existing mechanics and stuff like that. But I don't know what's left. I mean, probably Totem rework, maybe, but I'm not even sure what is left in terms of that. But maybe we're gonna find out. Let's refresh the page and let's see what Path of Exile Heist is all about. So yeah, should we first take a look at the... we do supporter packs later. We're gonna see what ZiggyD came up this time around with names that I can never or not pronounce at all, right? I would say let's skip that one and just go right away. I hope it's not too loud. We're gonna see.
Thank you, everyone, for being on time. We have a lot to cover. The mark is in the rear of the dining hall. Cast, you're up first.
We're building something.
You'll need to crack the lock and get us inside.
Looks like betrayal.
Talina will use the vents to bypass patrols. There's a steel barrier that blocks access to the hall. Tibbs, can you handle it? Great. Then Isla just needs to bridge the gap.
Labyrinth 2.0?
There's enough in that bunker for all of us to live very comfortably. If we stick to the plan, we should have no trouble at all. If we stick to the plan.
I have absolutely no idea what's going on. Can we just not stick to the plan and just kill everything? I mean... alert level? What? What is this? Are we now fighting or...
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding
Prison
Gear Games.
Escape?
In this new league, you will plan and execute elaborate heists. Travel to the Rogue Harbor and hire a crew of thieves to perform tasks such as lockpicking, demolition, and transportation. Break into a secure facility and be careful not to trigger the alarm. Bypass security measures and infiltrate the vault containing a valuable artifact. Make a mad dash back to the extraction point to lock in your haul. Use your cut of the profits to obtain a blueprint, uncover escape routes, and train your crew as you plan the ultimate job, executing a grand heist. Choose your payoff from exclusive new items such as alternate quality gems, trinkets, body and weapon enchantments, replica unique items, experimented base types, and more. Plan your escape on September 18th.
Like, this is the point where I just say, I watched the video, we watched the video now together, right? We kind of saw this is every single league announcement. You see everything, but you know absolutely nothing, right? And I have no idea. There's like, what do you say, like some harbor, whatever, rogue harbor, whatever. You have some people that you can hire with certain specialties. God, English, please. English is such a hard language for me. So again, with special abilities, right? And you are not allowed to get catched, otherwise you have to find your way through. Like, can I just fight my way through? That's like more of my type of playstyle, right? But the things that he mentioned there with like
Infiltrate the vault containing a valuable
these artifacts, these coins, the enchantments. I mean, probably we're gonna get back the harvest enchantments for body armor, weapon, stuff like that. But this one is interesting.
Use your cut of the profits to obtain a blueprint, uncover escape routes, and train your crew as you plan the ultimate
the mixed
job,
bases or
executing
something.
a grand heist.
I think it was now.
Choose your payoff from exclusive new items such as alternate quality gems, trinkets,
Alternate quality gems.
and weapon enchantments, replica.
Wait, let me check what this weapon body. Life modifiers have 6% increased effect. All sockets linked. What? Is this a 6-link enchant?
Replica unique items.
Replica? What is a replica?
Experimented base types.
Wait, this looks like synthesized. So,
Experimented
what is he doing right there?
items.
Yeah, it's just a solar rainbow. There's a complete new base, basically, with an implicit... That's like almost tier 1 fire
base
damage.
types and more. Plan your escape on September 18th.
Oof. Alright, let's take a look here what this is about. Let me scroll in. So, I need to make it a little bit bigger, you know, like my eye abilities starting to lag a little bit, right? H is kicking in. So, Path of Exile Heist. I have not even an idea. Wait, I have to actually... Wait, Google Translate. I make this time easier. English would be Heist. So we are talking about... Yeah, that was I thinking, like, I have to, like, I didn't even know what heist means in my own language, right? So we are, like, chiefs and stuff, or we are infiltrating and try to steal something. Okay, in Path of Exile Heist, you will be hire skilled chiefs or thieves to help you pull off risky heists. Steal valuable artifacts to fund and train your crew as you plan towards the execution of a grand heist. Our September expansion contains the Heist Challenge League, 9 new skills and support gems, revamp of curses, steal skills, and some spells. Grand heists offer exclusive new rewards such as weapon and body armor enchantments, heist trinkets, whatever that is, alternate quality gems, and replica unique items. Uncover the Rogue Harbor. Buy your passage to the Rogue Harbor where you'll consort a crew of thieves who offer nefarious services. Blackwing Lair? I don't know. 13 rogues can be contracted to assist you with setting up your executing a heist by filling roles such as transportation, lockpicking, or a demolition. Can I get this as a hideout? That looks actually PogChamp. So, hire a specialist. That was the word I was looking for before. In order to execute a heist, you need to know the location of valuable artifacts and what defenses safeguard it. Contracts containing these clues can be found throughout Wraeclast alongside coins with the mysterious emblem of the Rogue Harbor. Travel there and turn in these objects to hire expertise you need for your heist. Let's check out the images here. So this is basically somewhere, I guess. Will it be in every single map, or just in like 10% chance when you open a map that you actually find a location with like blueprints or whatever, so you know actually what team you have to gather together to make the best possible heist, right? It was like a rogue mission and you just take a bunch of like demolishers or so. That's probably not gonna work out. What is this contract? So it's like a level. It's like, this is a level 4 brute force. Okay, there's like rogue markers. I guess you can just buy them at some point. So execute the heist. If you can't escape the heist, you'll lose everything you stole while infiltrating the facility. So I think that kind of kills my idea of just pushing the alarm clock and just be like, hey boys, I'm gonna kill you. So I guess once you're like getting catched, you lose everything, which is kind of sad. So my strategy will probably not work out. You'll need to support your rogue while they bypass security in order to reach the vault. Be careful with how much commotion you cause. Or you may trigger the alarm, causing the facility to be locked down. When this happens, it's time to run. There is no running. Dude, if you have to run, you're just playing the wrong build, sir. So, is there any... I'm always, like, checking the skill bar if there is, like, something new, right? So we have, like... Yeah, this just, what is it called? Righteous Fire, Essence Drain, Temp Chains, Despair, and Soul Rend. So nothing new, actually, here. Then we have... This is new. This is new. Some Firewall, I guess. Maybe. I assume. And here is nothing else, basically. I'm wondering if there's, like... There should be some big-ass end bosses or so. I mean, every good league comes with, like, great bosses, right? They drop... Usually good league. You know, Oshabi did just drop trash, to be honest. So, equip your crew. Specialist items can be equipped to rogues to make them stealthier, deadlier, and more adept at their roles. Like any other Path of Exile items, rogue equipment can be crafted with currency items, as well as equipped crew is great asset when undertaking the most difficult heists. Job experience. Soul for Blowtorch. What the fuck? Can we finally get pistols in PoE? Can we play like Gunslinger or so? That would be nice. Oh, maybe in PoE too. We get feral druids as well, right? Or shapeshifting, so maybe get a gunner class or so. That's just like items, but you can craft them, so I don't know. Plan a grand heist. So this should be like, I think there's like all small heists to gain like reputation or gearing and stuff like that, so you can order more of those dudes and gear them up for the grand heist. So the ultimate goal of the thief is to pull off a grand heist. This requires access to blueprints and shows where the vaults are located inside the sprawling facilities. These elaborate jobs require masterful planning, purchasing additional intel about the facility, and hiring multiple rogues to assist with their many obstacles. This plan can result in a huge payoff, as each vault has its own exclusive reward. So these are the blueprints, basically. And I guess once you have like all blueprints together, you know exactly which traps are there, or which classes you need for what room to disable traps, I guess, or kill off the alarm or something like that. I assume, at least. So this would be like an invisible area. And you're basically planning your road and how you're going to escape and stuff like that. I have no fucking idea. So I guess these are the vault with the new items. Like this is probably the bow that we saw already. That might be some weapon for your chiefs or whatever. God, that's going to be fun, dude. But this is like... I did not think that we're gonna get another experimental league, because as I mentioned before, you have sometimes an experimental league like Synthesis with the Nexus, and sometimes you have just a loot league with like Legion, with Monolith, Splinter, just more monsters in certain areas to just, you know, headhunter, go through, loot everything, get rich AF, and yeah, enjoy the league like that, right? But this is another experimental league, but... Like, this is the thing, I have absolutely no idea, and that's why I'm interested in it. Hopefully it's going to be great. So, Chiefs Trinkets. So, Trinkets are probably for the Chiefs and not for our characters, sadly. One of the exclusive rewards you'll be able to steal from Grand Heist are Trinkets, which go in their own new equipment slot. These magical items... Wait... New equipment slot? Are we getting a new equipment slot or something? These magical items influence what rewards you'll find from future heist runs. Some of their modifiers affect item drops by enemies and chests, while others modify the rewards you could obtain from a heist special reward chest. Alternate quality gems. Sorry. Alternate quality gems come from Grand Heist reward rooms and provide even more depth for existing skill and support gems. Each existing Path of Exile gem has up to 3 alternate quality versions, which grant different quality bonuses than the original gem. Some simply increase the power of the gem, while others entirely change which build most benefit from the gem. So here we have alternate quality. That's what like, I guess, if you have, like, increased area of effect, or at least, let's say Plague Bearer, since I used this in the past, right? The quality of Plague Bearer increases the area of effect. So in that regard, if it's alternate quality, the quality will not increase the AoE, it will increase the damage load the Plague Bearer can take, for example. So I assume it's about that, right? So, what gem? Herald of Agony would give you, like, more poison damage, but I don't even know what exactly the quality does. So, grants a buff, more poison damage and chance to inflict poison. When you poison an enemy while you have this buff, you gain Virulence and summon an Agony Crawler minion that uses projectile and area attacks. I think that's a generic one. You will lose a Virulence over time at a rate which increases the more Virulence you have. The minion will die when you have no Virulence. Yeah, that's a typical gem description. But I just don't know what the quality does. I guess it's the Agony Crawler has 7% chance to inflict Withered, because the gem is 7% quality. So 20% quality on the alternate quality, we would have Wither Inflict for 20% chance, right? But that's going to be interesting for... I don't think this is, like, game-changing, right? So if your Plague Bearer does, like, more damage or has more area of effect or gives you some other buffs, I mean, it's like tiny parts that maybe... I'm not sure which quality would affect the build that heavily, because usually it's the type of... Like, quality just improves the type of gem you're putting in, right? I don't think that an added chaos damage with alternate quality will now grant you increased fire damage or something, right? Sip of coffee. So, Replica Uniques and experimented base types. Other rewards you can claim from Grand Heist are Replica Unique items and experimental base types. Replica Unique items result from attempts to recreate unique items of legend, where the end product has a few crucial differences. They are often appropriate for entirely different character builds than the original item. Experimented base types are a variety of new item base types that have exotic properties that differ from their core game counterparts. So the thing is, the Sorrow of the Divine usually gives you Zealot's Oath once you have that. It's like left keystone where you then regen energy shield instead of life, right? With the Replica, we are getting Eldritch Battery during Flask effect. So Eldritch Battery is that your energy shield saves your mana instead of your life, basically. So you can use your energy shield as a source of mana, basically, right? So then we have... The thing is, like, if I don't really know what the actual unique item does, it's hard to see what the difference does. But the Lionized Paws did not have Toxic Ring when you attack with the bow, right? I'm not even sure. Abyssus should be easy because it's a pure Fizz Helm, and the Replica is a pure Elemental-based helm. And instead of increased physical damage taking, you have 50% increased elemental damage taking, which is absurd. But if you play this one with Divine Flesh, with hard-capped 90% Chaos Resistance, and then elemental damage taking as Chaos damage, you can pretty much mitigate a shit ton of these increased elemental damage. But it's actually an Abyssus for elemental-based attack builds, you know? Like, good and sad at the same time, because for spellcasters, that might be insane. Here we have the Skull Barrage, the Solarin Bow with the implicit fire damage. It's like so good, like 100 to 200 flat fire damage is, I think, is like a tier 1 roll or close to tier 1. I think tier 1 gives like 200 something, but that's like a tier 2 roll as well, you know, like it's going to be insane, dude. Looking forward. So, weapon, body armor, enchantments. The final type of new reward available from Grand Heist is a selection of weapon and body armor enchantments. These enchantments come on unnaturally powerful rare items and affect the magnitude of modifiers on those items. Some of these enchantments are so powerful that they involve substantial drawbacks. What is a drawback on these? All sockets linked, life modifiers. I don't think there's a drawback. Reduced enemy stun threshold. And increased okay, here on the enchant we have actually increased attribute requirements, and physical modifiers have 15% increased effect. So 600 strength on a freaking Pernarch, which is also an experimental item, I guess, because I did not like think about picking up a Pernarch item. And this is a full dragon scale, is obvious. Like this, like what's a unique called with the all resistance? Belly of the Beast, for example, is a full dragon scale, I think. But Pernarch, I have no idea. So, oppressive curses. We've added a new curse-related skill and new curse support gem. So, hello, Bane. The new Doom mechanic causes a self-cast curse to increase the intensity over time until it expires. This works well in conjunction with the impending Doom support, which causes an explosion of chaos damage when the link curse ends. Curses have also received a new look. So reduce duration support on curses to trigger explosions, and Spellslinger to make it one button style? Hello, sir. Change to curses. Many curses are now classified as hexes and now use the Doom mechanic. Self-cast hexes build up Doom the longer they are active, increasing their effect, okay? Impending Doom support and Doom Blast. That might be something for Bane, dude. Like Bane with the Doom Blast support and Despair, so you apply your curse and you explode, right? And Herald of Ash and hello. Bane Pop Occultist number 2, because hex-proof enemies and stuff, you know? Impending Doom triggers a Doom Blast when you support the hex and an enemy expires, causing an explosion of chaos damage based on the level of Doom that had accumulated while the hex was active. And then we have Punishment. We've reworked Punishment skills so that it now causes enemies to take increased damage while they are on low life, and explode with overkill damage when they die. So this is something a little bit confusing for me, because I think Chris Wilson stated it often, that the way Path of Exile is getting forward, the gameplay is getting too fast, you know? And that's why I always wanted, like, all the builds with an Explode mechanic were, like, insane. For example, the Bane Pop Occultist, right? So, or, yeah, other sources of Explode, right? Explode Nebulous, whatever, you know? But at certain point, then I was, like, kind of confused when we hit 3.9 with the Influenced item, and every Crusader item, basically item level 85, blah, 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 chest, could have an Explode mod. So an Explode mod is basically almost on every single build mandatory to keep up with the speed meta that we have. And instead of making it kind of slower, here take again another Explode mod here with the Impending Doom support. And now we have Punishment with an Explode. We got Infernal Cry. We got Explode. Like every character, if it's not like an Essence Drain Contagion or a Poison Proliferating skill, like I don't really want to play Ignite Proliferation with an Explode chest either, because I don't need the area of effect just because my proliferation will kill and spread, right? But on all other builds, if you have Explode, you know, especially when you go for like the full Delirium maps, where a mob has like several million HP, and if they explode for 3% of their life, that's an AoE that deals like so much damage. And that's why this is like a mandatory thing on almost every build is an Explode mod, right? And we're getting more Explode mods, which, yeah, is interesting, I would say. It's not like we don't have already enough sources of that, right? So, sharpened steel skills. We've revamped steel skills by introducing shards, deadly blades, fragments that hover near your character. The Call of Steel skill available whenever you have a steel skill equipped. It bursts shards from the ground, providing more ammunition for steel projectiles, and causes existing shards to explode. Hey, explode mod out of impaled enemies. We've also added a new steel skill and reworked both shattering and lancing shit. No wait, shattering shit and lancing garbage. Something like that. I renamed those in Betrayal League when they got announced, actually. So consume steel shards by thrusting an axe or sword forward and create a group of impaling projectiles in the air which shoot projectiles forward one after the other. Then we have consume a steel shard to fire a single impaling projectile. That's like splitting steel now. And creates an explosion of damage. The split projectiles fly at nearby enemies and create smaller explosions on impact. And then we have Call of Steel. Call of Steel causes all impaled enemies in large radius. That's interesting. So release all of their spikes at once, dealing area damage. It's like Blade Blast for melee skills, it seems like. As the shards burst out them, these spikes become steel shards, which can be used as various sources of ammunition for other steel skills. If there aren't enough impaled enemies within range, this skill generates steel shards over a short time. Like, hopefully it's going to be like, for example, Essence Drain Contagion, Frostbolt, Ice Nova. Then we have, what is it called? The Earth Shatter with the War Cries. Skills that work within each other. And it seems like all of these splitting steel skills, lancing steel, shattering shit, or shattering, shattering shit is now maybe becoming viable, finally. I mean, I know Mathel has played a bunch of like lancing steel and shattering steel, whatever skills, you know, and it looks fantastic at a certain level of gearing. So I'm not sure if Impale, Crit, something like that is something for League starters. As a Berserk, maybe for the high end, should be definitely a viable thing here, right? So, powerful spells. Now it's getting interesting. Alongside the introduction of 6 new spells, we've reworked Discharge. Oh, Discharge! And a Glacial Cascade. The goal with these new spells is that while they are powerful in a variety of corrected builds, they are now additional benefits when self-cast. So, let me see. Blazing Salvo. This spell releases a volley of fire mortars targeting enemies up close range. Mortars to land with overlapping impacts, while firing from further away causes the mortars to cover a large area. So this is like Molten Strike with, what is it? Magma Orb combined with Fireball? Something like that? Looks like, or seems like. Void Sphere. Creates a Void Sphere that pulses with physical and chaos damage. Poison, hello. Pulling in all non-unique enemies? Yeah, probably because unique enemies, most bosses cannot be like knockbacked and stuff. This Pharaoh slows enemies with increasing intensity and the closer range they are and sucks their corpses into the void. That sounds like certain skills, like in Volson we had that with the mage, Volson lol, we just place this and all the enemies get soaked in, right? So maybe something like that, but it's interesting, like with physical and chaos damage, so this is perfect for poison, and you see the enemy here has a green cloud over there, so it is poisoned, so maybe that's something interesting. Flame Wall, this is probably what I said before. Create a wall of fire which deals burning damage to everything in its area. When you and your allies fire projectile through the wall, they'll deal added fire damage and apply some of the wall's burning effect to enemies. So you have a flaming wall, you shoot through what is it, tornado shot, and all the projectiles will have added fire damage or stuff like that. It's like interesting. But I'm like curious, since we have like an insane speed matter and it's going to get even faster with even more explode mods, like static skills are not really that great if you place like firewalls. I mean, you can do it like firewall, ignite, proliferation, that you just throw a firewall into one pack and then everything proliferates and dies, you know, but like putting it there and then poking enemies to run towards you and run through the firewall and stuff like this is like way too slow. But I'm interested, like the most is like the Void Sphere looks pretty cool, to be honest. So, and much more. Path of Exile Heist also introduces over 25 new unique items, 12 new divination cards as visual revamp, some skill effects, and much more. So, Chains of Emancipation, we have like live chaos stress enemies, you inflict temporal chains on you. Oh, you self-curse temp chains when enemy hits you. When you lose temporal chains, you gain maximum rage, immune to curses while you have at least 25 rage. For being a chain belt, that kind of sucks, but if you use that as a berserk with like perma rage, you're like immune to curses non-stop. But, you know, there is only one real belt in this game, right? Headhunter. Like, all the other belts, they exist. So, Corpse Walker triggers level 28 Corpse Walk when equipped. So, increased movement, 40% increased damage if you have consumed a corpse recently. For each nearby enemy corpse, regen 0.25 life, up to 3%. Yeah, for an item that doesn't have life and doesn't have resistance, I mean, there are items where you consume corpses and regen stuff. For example, the helm with the Eldritch Battery, Devouring Diadem, but it's like 5 seconds cooldown or so. So for boots, maybe you have a build that is built around the Corpse Walker, so it's actually a good item. But just to push up your gear, I don't think this is any good. You know, you always have those items like gloves, belt, boots, the chest for where it can like cap life resistance, right? And if you lose your boots, that's like pretty bad. Map tier 13 with 13 quality, modifiers 8. 100% delirious. The Triskaidekaphobia supporter pack. Like, that's pretty cool. 100% delirium, but the question is what kind of rewards you're gonna get on those, right? So Path of Exile on Mac OS. Yay. Because we're all running Macs, right, as gamers. Yeah, so they have now PlayStation and Xbox, and now we have Macintosh as well. Nice. So Heist supporter packs, we're also launching 2 sets of supporter packs alongside Heist, the Spellblade and Eagle packs. There are 2 price points available for each, and they feature masses of points, several exclusive microtransactions, and a new type of character effect that charges up as you slay monsters. We have seen that on the preview like a couple days ago on Twitter. And yeah, these are those Spellblade supporter and the Master Spellblade supporter. That looks actually fucking cool. And we have the Eagle supporter with the Imperial Eagle supporter pack. I'd rather take the Master Spellblade. That looks like fantastic with like black, purple, you know, Acid Drain Contagion, my favorite, like with Bane and stuff like that, with the purple explosions. I don't even know where I would fit in the Imperial Eagle supporter, maybe on some blade skills or new ones, right? But hey, in 2 days from now, like after this video, like I'm gonna purchase those all 4 sets, and I'm going to make a video so you can see how those characters look in game. All right, guys. That is the first glance on Path of Exile Heist. I'm going to watch ZiggyD's video because they are always having more information, and I'll probably put down the link below on ZiggyD's video so you can check that out as well. So you generally have more information about this league as well, and we're gonna see. It looks kind of okay, weird, but at the same time very promising with all these new upgraded items and stuff like that. And since we know Harvest is not going core, we're gonna have some very cool items that are not fully T1, and we're gonna have this great wow effect again once we are starting to get like crazy cool items throughout the leaks. And I'm always just looking forward to more unique items that are getting shown on like Twitter and stuff, like social media of Path of Exile, because at the moment there's like 25 new uniques. We've seen 2 of those and a div card, right? So there will pop up more and more information in the upcoming days. And yeah, in like 16 days or so, 16 days or 17 days, we're gonna join Path of Exile Heist. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.